what do we call that?
Hey guys, so we're gonna wait just a couple minutes to hop on and start our meeting. We have several people that signed up to join us tonight, so we just want to take a couple minutes to let them hop on. Hey Tanya, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. Hopefully my dog doesn't bark too much.
Hopefully my kids don't come in.
How's the weather in Texas?
It's fantastic. Nice and warm. Spent the day making my patio clean, so I'm excited. Nice weather, nice and warm. What about there? Except it's cold in the house, so I put my sweater on tonight. Just for you. I was pretending that I was in the cold weather.
I went on a walk and it was about 50 degrees and I had a hat and a coat and mittens on today.
Oh my God. I'm going to look to see what the weather says because I don't even know what. Let's see what it says. It was warm. I mean, we've been swimming already, so not today, but yeah, it's 83 here.
Oh my God.
And sunny. So you might have melted if you were here.
I would love it. I would love it.
I'm glad Olaf's not here. He would be really sad. We just went to see Frozen, so.
On ice?
On ice. It was awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Guess we'll give everybody maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to hop on, you think? Yeah?
Sounds good. And if you have your computer on, everybody, just make sure that the bottom left is muted unless you want to speak. So you will see at the bottom left, if you move your cursor, there's a little microphone, and if you click it, it will put an X through it, kind of like if you can see Tina Allen's mic is muted, just like you would. I guess you guys might not have jumped on our Zoom before, but yeah. Oh, good. I'm seeing people log on. Hey, Brigitte. We're just waiting a couple minutes for people to log on if you're wondering why we were staring at you.
We really love your top knot. Much better than mine. Mine's kind of saggy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm trying Zoom on my computer for the first time, so I'm glad that it worked. Like, made me download it and then do all this thing. I literally just finished working out, so here I am in my sweaty top knot.
Girl. That's what we like. Well, do you want to get started, or are you waiting for a couple more people?
I think that we're good. Ladies, feel free to start your video if you would like. You do not have to if you don't feel comfortable with that, but sometimes it's more fun to talk face to face, but no pressure, no pressure. So my name is Christy, and Tanya and I have met here through our accountability group that we both joined. Well, I joined a little over 2 years ago. I started Beachbody Workouts about 3 years ago, but I signed up for an accountability group a couple of years ago. And then when Tanya started, which you're going to have to remind me when you started.
The very end of last April. It was like April 28th.
Yeah, that's almost on my birthday. How cool is that? So, and then we met and connected, and we both started coaching together around the same time. I started a few months before she did, but we really kind of jumped in together around the same time when we really started jumping in a little bit more and not just doing the discount coach thing. So we've been accountability partners, and we've worked our business together. We've gotten up early in the mornings and done our Zoom workouts together for months now. And we actually got to meet in person in March. She came to Austin to vacation, and we got to go and hang out and have breakfast together. It was super awesome. So it's amazing how these groups can bring friendships, even though I'm in Texas, she's in Illinois, like we're far from one another, but yet we're super close. So it's been a really neat experience for us to just get to know each other in really an unconventional kind of way. So, right? I mean, how many friends do you say, hey, I met through my workout group and we like to hang out? I'm actually flying to Chicago to ride up to our conference together in July. So it's like best buds virtually. So
yeah.
but I started my journey about 3 years ago. I was 40 pounds heavier and just needed some accountability. I needed a community. I needed just help learning what to eat, learning what to do, learning to move my body. I had 2 young children, and I didn't know really where to start. And a year into it, I decided to be a discount coach because I loved the product so much. And within a year, I was working my business because I love to help people. And the truth is, I'm a teacher at heart. I went to school to be a teacher and do accounting for a living. So like, couldn't be any different than what I went to school for. But I get my fix of helping other people every single day by being a coach and filling their cups and filling my cups in ways that I never even knew possible. So I just love it. And I feel like it's my calling, and it's not at all what I expected it to be when I started. And I think that's one of the things that Tanya and I will talk about a little bit later on, just sharing our journey through coaching a little bit and what it really entails. What about you, Tanya?
Yeah, so my story is a little unconventional with how coaches typically start. I started actually doing Beachbody workouts 5 years ago. And I joined a boot camp with my now mentor, Kelsey. And that was because I had finished grad school. I had put on like 20 pounds in grad school. I had done her boot camp, and I saw results, and I loved it. And she was like, do you want to coach with me? And I said, no, it's not the right time. I just finished grad school. I want to be a social worker. I love my job. I really want to do this. And so I left doing boot camps because I got to the weight that I wanted, and I thought, okay, I can do this on my own. And, over time, life happens, and I got busy and stressed out, and my dad got really sick. He was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 2015, and in 2017, he passed away. And a year and a half goes by, and I put on 25 pounds, and I'm at that point where I just felt stuck. And I'm going to try and stay not emotional for you guys. But I felt so stuck. And I remember how I felt in the boot camps, and I remember Kelsey reaching out. And I remember thinking, you know what? Those people that are coaching, they keep consistent and they're accountable, and I'm going to reach out because I need this for myself. And so I reached out honestly to get the discount and for the accountability initially, and reached out to her. And then when I really learned of, like, just by sharing my story, all these people started commenting and saying, thank you for helping me. Thank you for, putting yourself out there. And it just was so gratifying and fulfilling to be able to help other people. And so I started to run with it. And I'm like, you know what? Why not try and get my products paid for? So, and then there's these little stepping stones that if you reach for by helping a certain amount of people, you can win like prizes, and you can win trips to see Rachel Hollis and trips to Punta Cana and all kinds of things. And I'm kind of competitive. And so I'm like, well, I can help a bunch of people. Let's do this. And so it went from me feeling so stuck, I had no idea what to do, to now seeing that I could help other people do what's helping me. And it's just kind of taken off from there. And the community that Christy and I are involved in is amazing. We are part of a team where everyone comes together. You're never left in the dust wondering, how do I do this? Like, what do I do? We link arms, and our leaders of our community it's an elite team, which just means they're consistent and they're consistently successful. So I hope that makes sense. My story was kind of like all over, but eventually I found my way back, and I am extremely grateful that I just decided to go for it, because now it's helping me just as much as I feel like I'm able to help other people along the way.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I love about it too, is that all of us need accountability in some way. All of us need community in some way. And so, that's our main component. So yes, we focus on our nutrition and help people with their nutrition. Yes, we help people and lead them to the right type of fitness programs. But the bottom line is it's about our community and supporting one another on these journeys, whatever it is. Not everybody needs help with fitness. Not everybody needs help with nutrition. And a perfect example is I have a customer that wants to join me into my groups today because of the faith-based aspect of my group. She doesn't really need help with the workouts, and she doesn't really need help with the nutrition. So you might have a different type of niche. Faith might not be where you're trying to lead people, but it might be something else, another area. And it's just amazing how you start to build relationships with people because of the things that you're offering, because it's truly helping people. It's not necessarily, oh, this is a Beachbody workout. So I want to make that clear, because when that happened, like just right before I hopped on the call, I was like, that's a perfect example of what we're trying to build as a team. But every single coach has their own thing that they're building. Even though we are a huge community and we help each other along the way, we each have our own different little areas where we focus in on and help people. Maybe it's with planning. Maybe it's with organization. Maybe it's with running. Maybe you're a runner and you like to run. I mean, it could be 1,000 different things. So that's one of the things that we teach people, is to pick a few things that you really love. Like, what do you love? Do you love to scrapbook? Do y'all see my scrapbook? Do you love to, do you love to read? Are you a reader and enjoy reading? So it's about so much more than that. And that's one of the things that I really want to tell people and help them understand, that it's not just pushing a shake or whatever. It's about community, and it's about relationship building, and it's about helping people, bottom line. I know Tanya is the same way.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm glad you brought that up, because a huge, huge component, and Brigitte and Tina, you guys are in the boot camp, so you already know that one of the biggest focuses I have is I'm a mental health therapist. I'm a social worker by trade, and my goal is never to look at the scale. My goal is really to change people's mindset on how they see themselves and how they feel on the inside, because I feel it starts on the inside, and it starts with gaining that confidence and creating those habits with those positive affirmations, because I truly, truly believe that you can look great, but if you feel like crap in here, it's not going to matter. And so I think based off of your experience and what you need, like I needed more work on my mental health because I was struggling with grief so much. And I had found what I needed, I was attracting other people that needed the same thing. And so what you do will be based off of what you need and what you love, like Christy said. I think it's a great approach to working on what you truly, truly need in your life. And that's why I think it works so well.
Yeah, I just agree. I think it's just a gift that we're able to share with other people, but a big gift.
Yeah.
You open up the gift and it keeps giving.
Yeah, because part of what they teach you, they call it the vital behaviors, and it includes your fitness related things, and you don't have to be perfect. They want you to be working on your fitness and working on your personal development, which is reading things that are going to help you feel good about yourself or successful. So whether that is organization or whether that is money management or whatever it be, like they teach, the goal of the company is really to help you be your best self. And so it's hard not to love the process when you feel so much better the longer you're in it and the more you put in.
Exactly. And one of the things I was going to talk about is just the personal development, that vital behavior. That is something that I have always loved. Like personal development books are my jam. But I let that go. I had kids, and then all of a sudden it was all about them, which is great because they're my people. But I have to care for myself so that I can be the best mom that I can be. And the last 3 years, I have realized through these groups, through the personal development books that our leaders have recommended us to read and that I've picked up on my own and read, I have grown as a person on the inside, like Tanya's saying, with my mindset so much because of what I'm doing. And it's not just getting up every morning and working out. It's getting up every morning and having a routine of developing myself just as me, as what I need. And what I need every day is a devotional and to write down my gratitude and to read a little bit and learn and grow in new areas and then work out and start my day off. So it's really taught me so much, and it's helped me to overcome fear, like being on calls like this. Oh my gosh. I mean, 3 years ago, if you would have asked me to hop on a call, I would have been like, where's the monkey with its eyes? You know, like, no, I'm not going to talk. I mean, no way. And now it's just like second nature. And the same thing with posting a picture. I will be completely like raw and real. The first time I did a post to try to gather new customers or let people know, hey, this is what I'm doing, I mean, I just about had an anxiety attack. I probably actually did have an anxiety attack. And probably for like 3 months I did, until I finally got over it and realized this isn't about me and what other people think about me. This is about me helping somebody. And if I don't post this, I'm not going to be able to help anybody. And so just getting over fear and growing in so many different ways, me personally, has been amazing. And I know Tanya and I both talked about that. That's why I shared that story, because I know we both were, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to be sick. Like, okay. And now it's like, hey, guess what? I got a couple of new people because I put myself out there and I'm having conversations because I shared something. You know, it's about being brave and it's about trying new things. And maybe that's not your jam. Maybe you're like, oh, please, I can put myself out there all day, any day. But there's a lot of people that they're scared of it. And if you're on this call and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm scared to do what they do, or I don't think I could do that, you can. Because if Tanya and I can do it, you can. Right?
Oh yeah. I just read this quote today that it said the greater the purpose, the smaller the fear. And I read that before I jumped on the call because I still get nervous with live calls like this. I feel like I can do a story now, and I used to be terrified. I waited and waited and waited before
I
I
was
could one
too.
story. I was so scared. And now, like you said, Christy, it's kind of like every single person in the boot camp, every time someone says, thank you for helping me, thank you for reaching out, thank you for putting yourself out there, it's like it just fills my cup a little bit. And then I'm able to be like, okay, this is not for me. I'm going to put this out there. And if someone has a negative comment or a thought about it, that's on them, because I know truly deep down, and Brigitte, you're in the boot camps, you know I'm not lying about this. You can see the people that it's affecting every day, and it fills my heart and it fills my cup. And so it makes it worth it in the end. And you kind of, and the personal development kind of teaches you, like Rachel Hollis, if you ever read her books, it's kind of like other people's opinions, they just don't matter anymore. Like, it's really about the community that you are a part of and your family and those people that truly love you. Like, their opinions count, but that person on the sideline who's just like judging, like, their opinion doesn't matter. But I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any negative comments on my posts. I've had one person reach out about a picture, and then it turned into me putting out a post about it, and I got tons of love on this post. And it was, someone had said, you know, maybe you can put a shirt and some shorts on. And because I had a before and after picture, and I was in a swimsuit, and I contemplated quitting coaching, and that was back in November. And, you know, I'm very much about female empowerment, and I contacted people and I was like, what do you think about this? And they said, your message is very clear in there. You're trying to empower people to take control of their health. You never talk about the weight as it's the only focus. You never talk about the superficial. Your message is very clear. And so I kind of had to get out of my own head, because that was a time when I was really, really feeling small and feeling defeated. And I feel like over time, I've really gotten over that. So, sorry, I went off on a tangent. But
No, but I think it's good to say those things, because at times there could be negativity. At times there could be people that are trying to bring you down. And the fact of the matter is, if this is something you really feel called to do, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And what matters is what you think, and really your family thinks, your spouse. But I mean, as far as somebody that's just going to comment on a post or whatever, I mean, that doesn't matter. So.
Well, and one thing everyone should be aware of is you don't have to do that. Like, if you don't feel comfortable posting a before and after, there's nothing in the rules of Beachbody that says you have to do that.
Well, exactly. And that's where Tanya and I are so different, because I do not post before and afters that way. I post before and afters in either my workout clothes or whatever, and because that's what I'm comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And so there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just whatever you feel most comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
I love that about this company. And I love that, you know, it's your own little company and you're running it the way you feel called and comfortable doing. So I love that. I love that about you, that you talk about the things that matter to you, and we can talk about the things that matter to me, and all the other coaches talk about, you know, and I've learned so much from all of you too, because we're all learning from each other every single day. I watch in our stories. I mean, we started doing gratitude. So Tanya and I both were doing gratitude. She was getting up first thing in the morning doing her gratitude. And I was going to bed going, oh my gosh, I got to get this gratitude done every day. And I was like feeling exhausted from it. Well, I'm like, I guess I'm just going to try what Tanya's doing. Well, hello, game changer. Like, what's the best way to start the day? My whole life's changed. And I'm doing the same thing I was doing. I just switched the time of day I was doing it. So we're always learning from one another. That's another thing that I love about our team, is that, you know, it's just easy to learn from each other and take what you need and throw the rest away. So I wanted to see if anybody has any questions about coaching. So we've kind of shared a little bit of our stories and where we went and where we came from. Does anyone have any specific questions? You can either unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can ask the question in the chat window, which is over on the bottom. On mine anyway, it's on the bottom. It's a little chat box. So or we can talk about some frequently asked questions if that's beneficial to y'all. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to raise their hand? Oh, I hear a bing. What's that? Is there something in the chat maybe? No?
I don't see it.
Who's binging? Was that you?
I'm still learning. I don't know. I do want to mention, while you're thinking of some questions, we did mention one of the vital behaviors was personal development. And I wanted to mention there's 4 total. So you're like, what does that mean? And there's things that we encourage people to do while they're coaching. And one of them that I absolutely love is that they encourage us to celebrate the people that are either in our wellness community or other coaches that we're working with. So every single day we're encouraged to give someone a shout out or tell someone how much we appreciate them. That's just one of the things that we do. The other thing that we mentioned was being kind of a product of the product, using the workouts and using either the shakes or the performance, things like that. Just because if you're doing it and you're getting the results, that's how you're going to attract other people, because they're going to see, oh, these work. And that's going to be part of it. And then the last part is just really connecting with people and then inviting them to be part of it. So it doesn't have to be this huge, big, scary thing. Those are the 4 basic principles of this.
Yeah.
I see a question.
So the FAQs, please. Do you mean what? I guess I don't understand what you mean.
Oh, it says, how long did it take you to get your first participant in boot camp? How did you transition the free community to them actually buying the program?
Oh.
All right. So do you want to go or do you want me to take it?
Either one's fine.
I'll go and then you can fill in anything. So my first boot camp experience, my coach, Kelsey, my mentor, both of our mentors is Kelsey. She offered for me to and I immediately started running. And by that, I mean, I just started inviting people and saying, hey, do you want to come join me in this? I'm going to be leading a boot camp. This program is helping me out already. I'd love to have you come join me. And I just invited, and I had someone join that first month. I actually had several people join that very first month. And I don't think it was free, the people that joined. I think we had just launched Free Mindset, and people really wanted to try that program because they wanted to be part of the boot camp. So was yours different, Christy, or how did you start?
Well, for me, so this is funny, you guys. So the reason I started coaching was because everybody started asking what I was doing. So I had a huge transformation, y'all. I lost a little over 40 pounds. I looked like a different person. So, I mean, people definitely were noticing, like, what is she doing? And so people started asking me. And so honestly, that's how I got started, because one of my neighbors was like, I need to know what you're doing and I want to do that. So, because at that point I was a discount coach, and I loved all of the products. I was using Shakeology. I was using Energize. I used the Active Vitamins. I don't even know if y'all know that they have those. I use the vitamins. So I was all about the products, and that's why I started. So I had a person in my group right away, because basically she reached out to me. And then as soon as I started working my business, and I'll be honest, like the first probably 6 months, I mean, I worked it I work part-time right now, but I worked very part-time. Like I was posting a couple times a week. I was still scared to death to even post anything. And sorry, the Zoom thing is popping up. And just really started it off like that. It was pretty simple to get going once I made the decision of I'm really going to do this. So sorry, this Zoom is, I don't know what it's doing.
While you're fixing that, I was just going to say, anybody that joins my team as a coach, I always offer them to be either a part of the boot camp or to help lead the boot camp so that you have a space to invite, or you can create your own boot camp if you feel like you really want to go a different route. So like say Christy signed up with me and she really wanted to have like a faith-based, very strong devotional focused group. She could start her own group because that's not really what mine are focused on. I am faith-based and I do a devotional at night, but that's not what my groups are focused on. And so she may want to do something separate because she might have a ton of people that really want to focus on that. But anyone that signs up with me is always welcome to be a part of our boot camp and invite into that boot camp.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I run mine as well. So my new coaches, and I ran with my coach for months in her boot camps until I realized I love her boot camps, don't get me wrong, but I needed something different. And so I thought the people that I'm reaching out to probably need something different too, and they did. And so, you know, just because you're on my team, that doesn't necessarily mean that everything that I'm doing as far as my groups is exactly how you would want to do it. It's basically a template for you to learn how to run them. And then you either stick around and run them with me, or you know, fly away and start running your own. So they're always there and they're always open for my coaches to join in.
Can I say something quick?
Yeah.
So as far as templates go, I don't follow the templates, but in case you're ever like, I don't know how I would even get started, Beachbody has like templates for everything.
They do. I do.
Yeah, they have a coach office for you that you would get set up with, and they have sections of tons of resources. You'll notice Christy and I don't ever use stock photos, and by that I mean you don't see us placing product and saying, buy this. And they have stuff like that, but they also have things where they really show you how to run a boot camp or what you can say. We both are very much about sharing our stories and sharing how that has changed our life because we think that that builds a better connection. But there are tons of resources if you have no clue what to do, and you can always ask us. And if we don't know the answer, we work with a ton of wonderful, wonderful women who are always there to support us. Day in and day out. So you have a ton of resources when you start with us and with the company.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's awesome about the tools. And the other thing I was going to talk is the Beachbody has great tools, but our team has amazing tools. So when you get started, you're going to get put in a communication pod right where people are starting. So you're going to be with all people that are just in the same place you are, to ask questions, to have community, to understand what's going on. And we have private mentorship groups where you do them self-paced. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? And if you need to take 2 months to do it, or you want to do it in 2 weeks, it's up to you. We're never pressuring you to, oh, you got to get this done right now. I mean, that's not how we roll. So, it's right. I mean, it's self-paced. It's how do it in your time. And most people want to get it done pretty quickly, but some people it takes a little bit longer, and you know, and that's okay too. That's the best part of the group, is that you go ahead and start and get going. We have pods for, like, so say you're a go-getter and you get to Emerald in 2 or 3 weeks. Well, you move from the starter pod to the Emerald pod. And then all of the things that are going on with those Emerald coaches, you're able to share in that community and learn from them. And that's one of the things that I have absolutely loved about our team, is that we have a great community. We have great tools. I just want y'all to know that this is going to cut us off at 40 minutes. So if it cuts us off, we can all hop back on real quick. Or it can be over. But I just want to let y'all know that could be happening in any minute. I don't know if it's going to do it or not. It's never cut me off before, but our leader was teasing us the other day that Tanya and I both like to talk, and
it's true.
I should have set a timer. So we do want to honor your time, but we also want to answer any questions that you have. So as far as how much does it cost to get going? Because that's usually a question that people want to know. So it's a $40 one-time fee. However, if you purchase a challenge pack, which some of you might have already purchased a challenge pack. So if you've already purchased the challenge pack, within the first 30 days, you can get your coach fee waived. Or you can purchase, I wrote it down because I always say it wrong.
Completion pack.
Completion. I want to always say accessory pack. Completion pack. So if you purchase a completion pack, you can also turn in a form for that $40 fee to get waived. So basically, you're just getting tools that you need anyway to get started with whatever program you want to do. And then that's waived. And then it's a $15.95 a month fee, and that's for your website and for all of those tools that Tanya was just talking about in the back end of the Beachbody office. Plus, you get the 25% off discount, which, I mean, that's just huge. So especially if you're a person that enjoys the shakes, if you like the Recover, if you enjoy the Energize, I mean, I do it all because I have found huge benefits in all of those things. So, but you do what works best for you.
Yeah, what I was going to say is if you are someone that drinks Shakeology or drinks the Performance Stack or both, you save at least $30 on one of those. You can save $60 if you're doing both of those things. And that fee is $15.95. So you still end up saving like $14 a month. That's why I initially signed up for the coach enrollment, because you save more money by doing that, even if you're not selling. Yeah. So if you become a coach and you actually are like helping people and selling product, you are basically, your product is basically paid for. So you're not even worrying about those fees.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if someone is on this call and they already have some of the things, there are completion packs that you can get that would just take care of that fee right off the bat. If you were to do it all in one night.
Yeah.
Like that $40 fee.
Yeah. And the completion packs are awesome. I mean, if you're doing Shakeology, but you haven't done Recover, well, there's a package for that. And it's all discounted. And so, I mean, for me, that's what I would have done. I don't even remember what I did, to be completely honest. I have no idea.
I can't remember either.
That was so long ago.
Because I don't remember if I just paid the $40 or if I ended up getting a completion pack. All I know is that it has been covered time and time again, because just by wanting to help people get started, and that doesn't mean coaches. By helping people get started, that is talking about regular customers and coaches. If they get anything, basically, you get like 25% commission off of what they're getting. And so over time, your stuff is pretty much covered if you're consistently helping people.
Yeah. Well, since I've been consistent in my business, I haven't. And that I will say that I'm going to say January 1st of this year is when I've been extremely consistent with my business, even though I was working the business last year. But I have been consistent with my paychecks every single month this year. So, and like I said, that's not what this is about for me, but it helps. And I've actually saved every penny that I've made the last 5 months as well. So, you know, maybe you need to pay off a student loan, or maybe you want to save for a big vacation, or maybe you just want a savings account like me. I mean, for me, it's like I want a nest egg to save, and maybe I'll buy something big, or maybe it will just be saved. I mean, I don't know what it will be, but you know, that's something to think about too, is your why, and why is it that you want to do this? And for me, it's really about helping people. And I know Tanya's the same way, but it's also, you know, I want some savings? Do I want to pay off my debt? And I know a lot of people do have debt, and that's, you know, a struggle that many people have. And, you know, what a blessing that it is for us to have this way of helping other people, but it's also helping us in a way too, in more ways than one.
And I want to make sure we're not scaring you by saying helping a certain amount of people. My goal is really to help 3 to 5 new people a month.
That's my goal too.
That's all I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to encourage 3 to 5 new people. And if there's more the merrier. But I just want to be able to help in that way. You can just by those 3 to 5 people. That's not a lot of people, but it makes a big difference.
It does. It does make a big difference just helping a few people. And, you know, some people are like, oh, I, you know, want to help more. Well, that's great. But also you have to take in the time and consideration of, especially being a new coach and helping people as well. It's like helping 3 to 5 people, if you're doing this very part-time, like Tanya and I are, I mean, it's very doable to do that. And the more you do that, I mean, I know Tanya has been extremely consistent over the last year because she just got a call out on the team call last week. But she's done that successfully 12 months in a row. And that's really an amazing, amazing thing that she's done to be able to do that. And that's my goal. But for me, I haven't hit that goal yet. And that's okay too. So it just shows how we can all have goals, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen every single month either. So
I just thought of a question I get sometimes. People will ask, well, how much time are you putting into this business? It looks like you're working all the time. And I want to let people know that I put my phone on airplane mode all day long, but I will take little videos in the morning really quickly while I'm doing my workout. Right after my workout, I'll put my phone on airplane mode for most of the day. Sometimes I'll take it off at lunch and do a little bit of work. And then after work, I'll take it off for maybe an hour or 2. But I don't do it all. I don't spend hours and hours a day. I'll spend 15 to 30 minutes in the morning. And then I might spend 15 to 30 minutes during my lunchtime if I get a lunch that day. And then I'll maybe spend, you know, an hour, maybe 2 after work if I can. But I don't always have that time. Everyone finds what works for them. We have some people are stay-at-home moms, and so they'll do it during the nap time. That's when they will be creating a post or reaching out to people. Everybody has a different schedule. But most coaches that are on our team, I wouldn't say most of them work more than a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
You're looking for like a time frame. I work probably less than that most days, and then on the weekends I might add in a little time because for me I work kind of long hours. So it just depends on what works with your schedule, you know.
And I work in pockets of time too. So I do a little bit first thing in the morning, again, maybe on my lunch break as well. And then I usually do most of my work when my kids are at their activities after school, and or right before bed, or at times like this. And sometimes they just know, like, mommy's going to go work for an hour, or maybe we're watching a movie and they're really watching the movie and I've seen the movie like 30 times. So I don't really have to watch the movie, you know, right? So they'll be like, Mommy, wasn't that so funny? I'm like, oh yeah, we've like seen this a lot of times. Not really 30 times, but y'all know where I'm getting.
Oh, yeah.
So it's definitely for me, I work in pockets of time. I love Saturday mornings. I usually spend a few hours, but I get up early. So I still get up super early on Saturday morning, and that's when I try to get my work in. And usually I try to answer my Instagram messages and other things like in my pockets of time, like when the kids are in art or any after school activities. So it's definitely doable, and it's definitely never feels like I'm working all of the time, because it doesn't really feel like work.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like my job feels like work. This feels like fun for me, which everybody's job is different, and maybe this isn't fun for everybody, but this is like fun and exciting, and I'm helping and doing something that I I love to do. Not that I don't love my job, but you know what I mean. It's different.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody have any questions while we pause for a moment?
So I'm wondering, I feel like I have questions, but I'm not sure how to formulate my questions. But one of them, I know you, obviously, Tanya, I see you posting, different things on Instagram and whatnot. So besides, I know you guys mentioned doing the posts and like reaching out to people, like what other kinds of things are you doing? Is like how is that constituted in like spending time working, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So there is a team call once a week, and that's on Sunday evenings with our team. And the last 2 Sundays, I decided that I needed to prioritize my time and not attend that call. But I do enjoy going to those because then we see everybody and we create a game plan for the week. Like, what do we want to focus on? How can we help people? So like last week, you may have noticed a lot of us were inviting into our free nutrition community. And so we worked together to create that community, and we were helping people get into that. And that's the kind of stuff we would talk about on our team call. Christy, are those like 30 minutes, our team calls?
They're usually about 30 to 45 minutes. So they're supposed to be 30, but our coaches are pretty chatty too.
And those are recorded. So if that time doesn't work for your life, and then there's many coaches who their kids are still up and they can't, and they'll watch it later while doing something else. And then there's a training that Beachbody puts out every Monday morning. I can't watch at that time, but I listen to it on my drive home. And it's just the top coaches giving advice. And those are exactly 30 minutes because they have it like timed out. But it's the top coaches who are the most successful giving advice on how to make things more efficient in various avenues. So those are really, really helpful. You don't have to listen to them, but I think that they're kind of a vital behavior for me because I learned so much from them. Other than that, most of it is the posts and the stories and just connecting with people. So those are the 2 things that I feel like if you were to join in, those are pretty important. But I actually, when I have coaches sign up, I don't even have them worry about the team stuff until they get through the mentorship and feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. I ask you to kind of lead me, like, are you feeling comfortable? Do you want more information? I don't plug them into stuff until they want that. Because I never want someone to feel overwhelmed by information, because then you'll have that analysis paralysis going on where you freeze because you're like, this is too much information, so does that make sense?
I wish that I had my business tracker in here, but it's in the other room. But one of the best parts of and a great tool that the Beachbody gives us is a tracker that they have done all of this research, and it even tells you like 15 minutes a day you should be connecting with people. This many minutes a day you should be inviting people. And it tells you like how many people do you want to invite today? Well, they recommend like 3 to 5 people a day to invite. So, and maybe you want to do more, maybe you want to do less. Like nobody is telling you you have to invite X amount of people a day. Some people just do invitations once a week. Some, the best part is that you can do what works well for you, but they give you tools telling you 15 minutes of personal development, or actually, is it 10 or 15? I think it's 15. I don't have my sheet. I usually listen to way more than 15 minutes of personal development a day, so I don't worry about that. But in the beginning, I didn't. So it's just, it gives you those tools and those, guidelines of what I need to be doing. And I think that chart adds up to 2 hours a day, but they also say that, there's things that you can take away or add. So, I mean, when I started, I probably worked an hour a day. So.
And that probably includes like your workout time.
Yes, it does. And I think it includes the workout. It includes a 30-minute workout And it has like a little place, you know, I had my shake, I did my workout, because those are important things. And then it even shares with you what you should be posting every day. Like, did I post my workout today? Did I post my, whatever? I don't know. Because I just post whatever now, but it's a great guide. I'm like, what else does it say? I truly use it. I actually printed out 52 weeks of this thing, you guys. Like, y'all know, I'm like a planner, organized, like, give me the paper, give me the pencil. And so I created the whole thing. So,
and I wish I was like you. I'm trying to just like spread the wave.
I don't memorize it in my head. I have to read it and check. I like to check things off, you guys. Check it off. So, well, what other questions do you guys have? Our leader's husband always tells us the only stupid question is the question that you didn't ask. Right? We don't really think it's a stupid question, though. I think that it's scary to ask questions sometimes, so I don't want y'all to be scared to ask questions. Yeah. But you can also just be a fly on the wall, because that's what I said in my post. So I see lots of flies.
When I started what I had as questions, you don't have to be at any certain fitness level. You don't have to look a certain way. You can be yourself, and in fact, you should just present how you are. People are going to be drawn to your real personality. I just, they recommend posting like once a day, but I post when I feel called to post, and by that I mean when I feel passionate about something, then I'll post. And if I don't get that feeling that day, I might not post anything at all. I'll usually go on my stories just to kind of share what I'm doing. And I do stories because I want people to hear my voice and see my personality, because I feel like it comes through when you can hear somebody. I feel like a picture is just a picture, you know, and then if they can see me in my stories, they can see that I'm a goofy Wisconsin girl who loves her cheese, you know, like I'm not just some person who loves to work out all the time, you know, and they can see like some days I might be more bloated and some days I'm hungover like I was on Sunday, and I'm not perfect, you know, like I'm trying to do the best I can, and we use it as a way to be accountable. So if you are going to post, I feel like stories is a great way to do it, but don't feel like you have to do something just because it's on that paper. I think go with your heart, because your heart and your passion is going to speak more to people than something that you don't believe in. So, yeah, I'm trying to think.
I know I wrote my questions down and I already answered them.
Oh, for anyone that's not part of our community already, you would get access to our boot camps like we mentioned, but there's something called Conquer the Kitchen, and it is free meals that we put them together, and they're healthy meals. And it also includes like healthy tips that you would get delivered every single week, and those have been so helpful for me because I get bored, and that's when I get lazy and want the convenient food and start eating my chips with cheese on it as my dinner. So when I have these as an option, they're flavorful and healthy and a variety. And I see Brigitte shaking her head because she's in my boot camp, and they just give you an opportunity to eat things that taste good but are going to be good for your body. And tons of different options. You're not just having like chicken with broccoli.
Which is funny because I had rice, broccoli, and sausage for dinner tonight. But but you can also like eat stuff like that too.
They give you a variety.
I love the Conquer the Kitchen, but it's also nice to have some healthy recipes that are simple too to throw in like on nights like tonight whenever I had to be on this call by 7:30. All right. Sausage, chicken, and broccoli.
Sounds good.
Wow. The Conquer the Kitchen is an awesome tool, and it's a tool that just our team has. And what's great about it is that you as a customer and coach get it, but then you get it to distribute to all of your customers. So it keeps going down. And if you decide to start building a team, your team will get to have those recipes to hand out. And if they start building a team, so it's not just for us, it's for everybody. Anybody that trickles down on the line gets to be part of this Conquer the Kitchen. And we've just, like 6 or 7 weeks ago, revamped the meal plans, and they have been amazing. They were always great, but now they really follow along with our Portion Fix, which for me has been a game changer. 40 pounds, Portion Fix, great, but it's for everyone. So it's a great tool. We keep eating those baby trees. So you guys, because of these meal plans, so I have a 5-year-old that is the pickiest eater. Like, I just can't even believe how picky. I don't even know how this happened. And because of the Conquer the Kitchen meal plans, they taught us to boil broccoli instead of roasting it or stir frying it, which she would not touch at all. And now I boil broccoli once a week, a huge pot. It takes 3 minutes. The child can't get enough broccoli. Well, at least I know she's getting some type of vegetable in. And I would have never even thought to do that had I not been doing this. So she tries new things now. Now, most of the time, I'm not going to lie, she's not loving everything, but she's at least trying something different. And some of the things she's tried, she does like. So that's good. I love the baby trees though, too. I used to call them trees when I was little, and I've always loved broccoli. Even whenever I was little, I'd ask my mom, I need some trees for dinner.
Anybody else have any other questions at all?
No more questions? Last call.
Did we go over Zoom?
We did not. That's what we're doing right now, though.
This is Zoom. We also work out with Zoom in the mornings. We do. And then other people will use it in the evenings as well. You don't have to, but I use it as a form of accountability. I log on, and then I can see her beautiful face in the morning when I'm working out, or other coaches. And it just helps me know that I'm not doing this alone, because I work out early when my husband's still sleeping in our comfortable warm bed.
My husband's still sleeping, and both of my children. So 3 sleeping people in my house when I get up. But it's the best thing I've ever done. And I love the Zoom too. I don't always get on because one of the 2 children sometimes has hidden my iPad, and I can't find it to get logged on. And I use my phone to video my workout. So, but I try to hop on as often as I can, when I can find my iPad. But it is a great source of community. And I will also say, the first time that I logged on to a Zoom workout, again, totally fearful. Like, I was scared to death. Like, I mean, what's fixing to happen? I was like, I mean, who's watching me and what's going on? Like, that's not what it's about. It's about accountability and being there for one another. Nobody's watching what you're doing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you're modifying the modifier like I had to do today on 80-Day Obsession. I was like, whoo, this is taking me down today on Monday. It's like, but the truth is, it's all about accountability. It has nothing to do with learning how to do a move from somebody or anything like that. So, but I love it. But yeah, don't be afraid to hop on Zoom, because it really is an awesome tool that we have. So, and not every team has that either. So that's a huge benefit, like Tanya said, about being part of an elite team. Our coach has a lot of tools that she has passed down to us that we get to use, and you will get to do the same thing. So it's a blessing for all of us, really.
Yeah.
And they're great people. So learned a lot. Mm-hmm. Hey, they attracted us, right? Just kidding, Neil. Just kidding.
I think before we end the call, I think the main thing that I really just want to the main thing that we both get from coaching is really that accountability in all aspects of things.
Yes.
And so I feel like I would do this for free even if I wasn't getting paid. The paychecks that we do get are very nice because you are getting, it's fun to get some kind of recognition for the work that you do put in and putting yourself out there. But I would do it for free. And I told that to my upline, Kelsey, before. I would do it for free because I'm helping myself. I've never been this consistent before. I've always been kind of up and down. Whenever I get stressed out, I would always see myself eat the bad foods or not work out and put myself last. And now I feel like with coaching, you just become so much more consistent. And so I feel like if you're looking for just the consistency, it's helpful. And if you're looking for the income with that, then you've hit jackpot, you know, because it's really nice. So, I have another call at 8:30 that I have to get to. And I see that it's about that time. Do you guys have any questions before we hop off here?
Well, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight, Tanya, and I loved having you guys. And clearly, if this sounds like an opportunity that you want to know more or you want to ask us one-on-one, if we invited you to the call, please reach out to us. That's what we're here for, and we would love to have you as part of our team. That's why we had this call. That's why we invited you to join us, because we really feel like you are a blessing, and we are excited to have the possibility of having you join us in this coaching opportunity.
Absolutely. And if you're nervous and scared, that's exactly how I felt too. I think it's just excitement. It's those butterflies.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
All righty.
Well, thank you guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and we will talk with you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.